Let's go. Keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving.
Put the leg down range.
Foot on the gas, cannot let them pass. They won't stop the movement. Faster, faster, faster.
Pushing.
Keep pushing, keep pushing.
Hitting the eject button.
No matter how hard they try, they know that they can't stop the mission.
What's up, guys? My name is Reckless, and in today's video I'm excited to bring y'all my top 5 tips to get better at Apex Legends. Now, this is not going to be one of those change your settings and do this kind of thing. I wanted to bring y'all practical advice that you can actually do right away to improve your gameplay. So these are in no particular order. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Hot zones. Now, these are not all they are cracked up to be. The mesmerizing blue light can be enticing, but remember one thing about these hot zones. They only increase the chance of a fully kitted weapon, not guarantee it. Nor does the hot zone increase the amount of loot available in that area, nor does it raise the tier level of that loot zone. So a low tier hot zone is still a low tier hot zone, just with an increased chance of a fully kitted weapon. And with as many people that drop the hot zone, if you're going for that, chances are slim. Honestly, it seems the best bet is to drop into the hot zones only when they're in the high tier zones. That way you get the best of both worlds. If you don't get the fully kitted weapon, you still are in a high tier zone that gives you a chance to get a good weapon. But I want you to remember one thing. The loot tier of a location is not fixed, and it can change from match to match. I'm surprised not a lot of people realize this. Some locations have a higher chance of being a specific tier level, but it is not set.
Thank you, Pathfinder.
Now, one of the next things I want to get into is practicing. I didn't want to start out with this, but I did want to have this included because it is the most practical thing I can tell anybody if they want to improve at any game, especially Apex Legends. Practice, practice, practice. We're going to jump right into a little training, and I wanted to show you some of the things that I do, so let's get right into that.
Alright guys, now that we've gotten everything out of the way, let me go ahead and load up, and I want to show you what I like to do here in the training area. I like to get in here, and I found this video on YouTube one time by Dry Bear Gummies. I don't know exactly his name. I'm going to find out. I'm going to shout it out in the comments, but he showed you kind of how to do this here, and get center, aim down sight, and then get used to seeing the distance between them. This will help with your snapping on target acquisition. This will help you get familiar with whatever gun you do this with, its recoil pattern, and you don't have to go fast. Just shoot, return to center, shoot, and what this does is this gets you used to knowing exactly how far you need to stab, depending on how far the enemy is. And you will get better the more you do this. And see, I still even have problems doing it at time too, but I get better and better each time that I do this. And then you practice to the right side as well. And then you practice to the left. What I'd recommend is going this way maybe 5-10 times in a row. Get used to it, get comfortable with it, and then switch it up and then go to the right about 5 or 10 times in a row. And speed will come, but I want you to start out going slow, because accuracy is more than anything. If you cannot hit your target in game, it doesn't matter how many bullets you're putting down range. Just doesn't. Now, something else that I like to do is I like to pick random targets here, strafe back and forth, and also keep it on target. And I'll also do this as well for these back here, and I'll strafe back and forth, and then I'll reposition myself like I would in an actual gameplay. Come over here, and I'll strafe back and forth, and then as I'm reloading, alright, let's come over here. Get this one right here, strafing back and forth, reloading, and also get that one that's up there moving. And see, that helps right there. You keep going like this, strafing back and forth while repositioning. You gotta adjust quite a few, and then sit there and get it. So it really helps by doing this in the training mode, because it gets you familiar with the way that the mechanics of this game work, the way that the guns work, and it helps you with acquiring on the target. Now, of course, I know what people are going to say, that in the game the targets are a lot smaller, and that's one of the reasons why I do recommend doing stuff like this and then come in here, because those headshots are very, very, very small. They're going to be more accurate to what you'll see in game. And if you really technically want to get a target more accurate in size, then drop back here. I mean, you come back here, 100% these are going to be a lot more accurate in size. Now, of course, they're going to be stationary and everything, but they're going to be a lot more accurate. So I want you to get in here, play around, practice. That is the one thing. Practice. If you practice, you're going to get better. There's no doubt. Living proof of that. Take a couple of looks at some of my early videos, and then you can see some of my latest gameplay, and you'll see a world of difference in the way that I play. So practice.
Now coming up next is going to be Strafe and Crouch. I went over it briefly in the practice and aiming and video, but this little subtlety makes you more unpredictable and harder to hit. That right there gives you an automatic advantage in any gunfight that you go into. You automatically give yourself a better chance of winning that gunfight. Get in the habit of not just strafing, but crouching as well as jumping. You can slide to the side as well, and I'll make a video on that a little bit later. It's actually a pretty good technique that I've been trying to get more familiar with, so I want to get better at it before I make a video. But what I've been doing, and the most improvement that I've been making, is the strafing, crouching, as well as jumping. The more unpredictable you can make yourself to an opponent, the better chance you have of winning that gunfight and coming out on top. So practice that. Now coming up next is, I want you to lead with nades. When you start an engagement with nades, you put yourself in an advantageous position right off the bat. First off, if you can get the drop on an enemy, you get the surprise element that gives you an advantage in the situation. And if you combine that with nades and shooting, once you throw your nades, you are giving them two different obstacles to consider whenever they're entering the gunfight, and that puts you at a significantly higher chance of winning that gunfight. You give the enemy more factors to consider, and this can help out a lot. So I want you to lead with nades whenever you can, if you have them, and make sure that you keep an inventory slot open, at least one, if you're not used to or accustomed to running nades, and start doing that, because that's going to give you a better chance of winning gunfights since coming on top a lot more often. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about, people, is do not get greedy. Don't get greedy. I cannot stress this enough. When you actually down an enemy, remember, there are two other teammates around. Most likely, they're on the way. Trying to finalize the kill or thirst somebody can put you in a bad spot, especially if you get caught. Not just that, if you waste ammo trying to down them, you might end up in a bad position and run out of ammo when you are then engaged in their teammates. That's not a good position to put yourself into. So whenever you down someone, you need to relocate your position and expect that the teammates are already on the way. Now, I want to give y'all just a little bit of a bonus. I want to explain something to you. And this is kind of an advanced tip, and I'm also working on some advanced tip videos as well, so look forward to that. But here's the bonus. Not all finishers take the same amount of time. They all last between 4 and 6 seconds. But Pathfinder's high five finisher is the fastest one. Just a little pro tip. Alright guys, if you stuck around this long, I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making it, and I got a lot more coming out as well. So, you know what? Go ahead and do it. Do it. Tap, slap, and smack that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. It really is the best way to let me know that you enjoy the content I'm putting out and look forward to some more coming. And it helps support the channel as well. So, go ahead and leave a comment if you like. Good or bad, just do it. My name is Reckless, and I'm out.